I joined Alpha now in 1955. I was at Virginia State University in Petersburg, Virginia. I had grown up in Norfolk, Virginia, 80 miles south of Petersburg. And my family was not into sororities or fraternities, and I was very shocked but very impressed when I went to Virginia State and I saw the Alphas as one of the fraternities at that campus, as a matter of fact. They were the leaders. They were the student government representatives, per se, and they were academic performers. And I was very impressed with them. Very impressed. I said, that's a group I want to be a part of.
Well, at Southern University, I had a couple of roommates who were Alpha, and Dr. Dawson, who's in Howard, in Washington. He was a good friend of mine. And I guess most of my friends were Alphas. And you get, because I didn't have any fraternal experience prior to that, but I was just impressed with the academic approach to Alpha, because I was the first one in my family to go to college. And of course, I knew if I didn't make it there, I wouldn't get back. So I was looking for a good way to hang on and to that. But the Alphas at Southern University at that time was really an inspiring group. Good academics. James Prestidge is one of the names I mentioned, a couple of others, but they were good people to follow an academic line. And that's what impressed me about the Alphas and why I decided I wanted to become an Alpha.
Well, the men in my hometown that did a lot for the people in the city were Alphas. Now, they had other fraternities, but Alpha was the prominent fraternity in doing things for the community. And I went to college looking for Alpha because my godfather was an Alpha, and he was my joy, next to my dad.
But I was greatly impressed with the fact that any number, in fact, the majority of the Alphas can step up to the chaplain's role. I was very impressed with this, that they were always ready and eager to participate in the prayer breakfasts. We had no difficulty in getting brothers who would be very eager and happy to read scripture, and also to quote scripture. And sometimes we would have to give them the cut sign that they give in radio and television, or they're going into a sermon. But and I felt so at home.
Well, if you'll notice, I was initiated in 1980, but I graduated from Morgan State College in 1965. I had planned to pledge Alpha while I was at Morgan, but the situations just never allowed that to happen. So I had tried for 15 years, essentially, to find a chapter that I could be initiated into. And even though there were some close calls, the best opportunity occurred when I was in San Antonio. It was kind of one of those coincidences where the chapter president of Delta Rho Lambda was also in the Pershing Rifles when I was at Morgan. So I was his commander slash chapter president then, and he was the chapter president at Delta Rho Lambda, and you know, everything worked out right for me to be initiated.
When I went to Union at that time, I was somewhat swayed by the Sigmas to join them. The first year I was there, I went to their smoker and everything. And then all of a sudden, when they had a pledge program on campus, the week of pledging, I saw the different fraternities, in their activities. But Alphas, when they pledged, they wore top hat and tails. And wearing those top hat and tails, kind of like, so that's the type of group I like to be part of. So that's why I think that's what caused me to sought Alpha in my fraternity.
You joined Alpha because of the men who founded the organization were men who were interested in education and professional development and social betterment of men of color.